What up, Bulls Nation? We've got live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up right now. Bulls beat up, blown out by the Toronto Raptors tonight, 139-109. That is a clean season series sweep for Toronto over the Bulls. We'll break down what we saw next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our CHGO Xfinity Loft here in downtown Chicago, where we just watched the Bulls get beat up. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bow. BAWL Sports. Our guy, Will the Go Gottlieb, will join us later on in tonight's postgame from the UC to help us break this one down and hear what Billy and the players had to say after one of the toughest games to watch this season, I think. Thanks for being here with us. Joey C, King of the Controls. Did you enjoy that one?
Can't say that I did. Back to you, Pat.
If y'all want a tankathon spin on this Tanktastic Wednesday,
of all the
you know
days.
What to do.
Yes.
Hit that like button. It's free. Enough likes, we'll do ourselves a little tank spin. Bulls now, wait, Bucks didn't play tonight, did they?
No.
So half a game back into ninth place.
There it is.
No draft lottery standings.
The sweet spot.
I'll drink to that.
Sweet spot of the ninth place.
How you doing, Dave? That was a tough watch.
That was ugly as crap.
It was. I mean, like, it was fun to watch the Raptors execute
God.
beautifully on both ends of the floor.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be nice?
I said that to Matt watching it.
Woo.
Shout out Brian Wilson. I said it to Matt. Man, I'd like to watch 82 games of this. As far as the Raptors and that execution that they had on the offensive side. I mean, the passing was incredible. The defense was smothering for them. They would not – and, man, again, I talked about it in pregame. I was wondering how Josh Giddey and Modest were going to overcome the swarm that I knew was coming from this team because, like I said, teams aren't going to treat Josh Giddey as they did the previous season where they didn't know what he could do. And in that second half, he was going insane because they were like, you can't shoot threes. You can't do this. Now they know he can do certain things. And the Raptors came out like they took it very personally how they played the previous game because they came out hot in that previous game. Mm-hmm. And the Bulls caught more fire, made the game close, and the Raptors had to fight their way to get a victory. They still got it, but they had to fight for it. It was like Coach was like, I ain't hearing none of that crap tonight. I want y'all to destroy them, all right? There was a play in the third quarter where he calls a timeout, and the game was like 24. Mm-hmm. And he was pissed that they gave up a layup.
The Bulls cut it down from 29.
But he was pissed. He was genuinely pissed that had occurred, and that's when you knew it was a different mindset for that team tonight. They understand that with the Bulls, you've got to keep your foot on their neck because the Bulls are going to try to come back and fight back. That's a testament to Billy. That's a testament to the players. They're going to fight back in every single game. You aren't just going to keep them down. And the Raptors understood that. And, I mean, they kept that foot directly on the throat of the Chicago Bulls. Wouldn't let them up, wouldn't let them do anything, took away what they like to do best, gave up a few shots here and there, to Modest, who caught quick fire for a little bit from the three-point line. Giddey with a few layups kind of in that third quarter. But then after that, that was pretty much it. They wouldn't let anybody do anything. They would not let their best players do best player stuff. Colin Sexton tried. As soon as he came to the bucket, he got whacked across the neck like nope. Not you either, sir. You're not doing nothing either. It was a tremendous defensive display and a tremendous offensive display as far as passing the basketball and execution was concerned. They did it from the three-point line. They did it from the mid-range. They did it inside. However you want it is how the Bulls got it tonight, man. And if I wasn't a Bulls fan, I would have really enjoyed watching that Raptors team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they Fine Day in the chat saying, once again, this is why we don't celebrate worthless wins in March. Real teams show how bad this team is. We need a star. And look, we don't need to beat the meaningless March wins dead horse right now.
Yeah.
But the thing about showing like good teams who are locked in, showing you what this Bulls team is right now, it's a bad team.
Bad team.
That's a good team. Bulls are a bad team.
Yeah, true.
And I've said before, I'll say it again, I truly believe this. A lot of NBA teams, night to night in the regular season, see defense as an optionality.
Yeah.
When you see a good NBA defense, Raptors somewhere between top 5 and top 10 in the league in defense, locked in like that, and didn't like ease up at some points. No, for 3 quarters. Yeah, took their foot off the gas in the fourth because this one was
just
over.
a little bit. Yeah,
for 3 quarters, you saw them hounding the Bulls defensively.
Yes,
and then when they did concede the occasional bucket, boom, they beat the Bulls at their own game, got the ball quickly up the floor.
Yep.
The Bulls were getting scored on after the Raptors pulled the ball out of their own basket within seconds.
Yeah.
That's usually this season what has worked for the Bulls offensively.
Correct.
Their bread and butter, push the pace. They were having that done to them by the Raptors tonight.
Yeah.
The Raptors were passing circles around the Bulls defense tonight. And we talked about it in pregame. The Raptors are top 5 in taking the ball away. 19 Bulls turnovers, 26 points off those turnovers. And some of it was great Raptors defense. And then, especially early on, as the Bulls dug themselves a hole, you saw a couple of unforced turnovers to get things rolling.
Thanks.
And you're like, well, you're going to give the Raptors extra help getting those turnovers their favor?
Good luck, baby.
Good luck with that plan.
Yeah, for real.
It was rough. It was rough to watch.
The roughest thing, Matt, and the one thing that really, truly stood out to me that I was flabbergasted by was that in Josh Giddey's 27 minutes, he did not have 1 rebound.
Crazy.
He had 0 rebounds. I immediately went and looked it up in the third quarter, saw he never had a game like that outside of 2021, which was his rookie year, where he had 0 rebounds in a game then. And he played 30 minutes in that game, and he had 0 rebounds. Outside of that, it hadn't happened. So that's 2 games in his career that he did that. And in a rookie year, that's when you expect to, kind of have those things happen. But, man, that just lets you know what the Raptors were doing. They would not let them do what they like to do. They took it away. And Giddey, again, and I told time and time again, the reason I was shocked by it, because I've said time and time again, that's his superpower, is getting rebounds. That's Josh Giddey's superpower. And they had the kryptonite tonight, bro. They were like, you ain't going to do that tonight, Superman. Clark Kent will have to be in the building. So because of that, well, let's see if the threes are hitting. 1 of 8 from the three-point line. That wasn't on point. As Julia pointed out, a minus 30 for him tonight. It just wasn't a good game. I'm not tripping on the scoring because I've seen Giddey have bad scoring games, but it was just when the superpower gets taken away. That lets you know the kind of defense that's being played on this team. They had his name on the whiteboard, and immediately they were like, nope, not you. It won't be you tonight, my friend. Pick somebody else to go ahead and do it. How about you pick Leonard Miller? Go get Nick Richards. You better get somebody else because it ain't going to be you, man. They completely took him out the game. It was something to see.
Yeah, our guy Paul in the chat saying, I'm guessing Giddey will be out the next game with some kind of leg issue. I think he said the same thing on Twitter at some point in that game, like just because 0 rebounds.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Whereas with Giddey before, we were talking about him working his way back from the hamstring, you could just tell, even though he's not exactly a player known for his athleticism, that something wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
As he was trying to get his way back into game shape.
Yeah.
Tonight wasn't that, in my opinion. I'm sorry. That's not what I saw.
Yeah.
I saw a guard that has certain limitations of what they can do trying to create on ball, and a Raptors defense sniffing out every damn last piece of it.
Everything.
Israel in the chat saying, this game is a preview that if Giddey was ever good enough to be on the floor of a meaningful game, he would be this. I'm not saying it, you said it. But I'm not disagreeing with you.
And again, I'm saying that they not only did this to Giddey, and I'm pointing Giddey out because that's the best player on that's your offensive engine. And they took the engine out the car. And what it did was it took away Trey Jones, because that's what Trey Jones had been doing in these past few games.
Right.
Is because since Giddey has been the guy that has been hitting those threes and getting all the rebounds and doing those things, it's clear the lane for Trey Jones to go ahead and attack. And Trey Jones tried early on, and then they were like, no, bro, we got a team full of Raptors, okay, on our squad. We ain't going to allow that. So he had 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting.
So much for that Trey Jones 15 plus.
Exactly. Right.
Fail.
Which is uncommon, which has been uncommon for him to see. I think it was only Buzelis who did his thing as far as what we expect a guy to kind of, do tonight, the 19 points to 7 boards, but it was a 3 of 8 from the 3-point line. I think that kind of opens that stuff up for him, but he got to the line 6 times.
There you go.
Which was also very, very key for him. But still, in fact, they took him away.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really see a ton from Buzelis.
Modest did not take a shot in the first quarter, Dave.
Oh, look at that.
I was like, I watched that first quarter and was like, I kept saying to Josh or whomever else, give the ball to Modest.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What is this exercise over the last 12, 15 years? Give the ball to Modest.
Yeah, correct.
He barely touched the ball in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Didn't take a shot in the first quarter. And then when you think about the fact that Billy pulled his guys early in the fourth, Modest got those 19 points in the second and third quarters, essentially.
Yeah, he did. And he took advantage of it for sure. But, I mean, they just wouldn't let him do anything.
Couldn't get started.
And that's the whole thing about it for me, Matt. Like, everybody on that Raptors team took it personally out there on the floor. And, I mean, and credit to them offensively, like, they were just hot. Brandon Ingram from the beginning.
Dude.
It was just crazy. You know what's funny? Like, Brandon Ingram finished the game 6 of 7. He was like 5 of 5 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he set the tone and then was like, okay, who else got it? You know what I mean? Oh, you want some? Come on and get some. 9 of 15 for RJ Barrett. 9 of 10 for Scotty Barnes. Jakob Poeltl was 7 of 10. Like, guys were on fire, man. 57% from the field overall for that team. They were 57, 42, 88 to the Bulls, 47, 29, 71. Yeah, you're going to get beat, but I'm more so giving the credit to that Toronto defense than anything, Matt. Understand, and I hope Giddey's okay. I really do. But I'm not going to put that on an injury, man, from what I was watching out there. Like, they just took it away.
There wasn't any noticeable limp. There wasn't any noticeable hitch in his giddy up, no pun intended.
Correct.
Like, he just looked like a dude who got swallowed by an elite team defense.
Yeah. He got taken out. Like, really that simple. On the whiteboard, hey, guys, we got to stop this guy. What are we going to do to stop this guy? 3 assists, three turnovers. Like, they really shut him down. And Buzelis, again, they took him away. Shout out to him for still having 2 steals and a block as well. And the 7 rebounds I like also. But he was a minus 24 out there on the floor. Like, he wasn't doing great. He wasn't playing well. But nobody on the Bulls was really allowed to do what they wanted to do. There were guys who had glimpses.
Yuki in the last 5 minutes.
Of course. There were guys who had glimpses out there we can get into in the next segment. But overall, Matt, they really just impressed me how much they just attack and how vicious their coach is, bro. Like, their coach is like, hey, man, look, I don't want them to have nothing. They can't have no water. They can't have no food. Well, coach, they're going to starve. Let them starve is why that coach was coaching tonight, bro. Let them starve. And it was fun to watch that, and I hated watching it. I hated that it was fun because it wasn't my team. And then it's the Raptors, and then just the destruction, man. And Matt is sitting there watching it with me, and I'm calling stuff out like, oh, man, here comes his pass, make the extra pass. Here it comes, boom, layup. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is so much cool. I hate it. I was like, I hate it so much, man. But they were executing the Bulls to death. Even when that play Brandon Ingram made, I mean, when they fooled Stacey King, because the Bulls made the right read and collapsing on Brandon Ingram and trying to get the ball because he was attacking the rim. Bulls collapsed, and Stacey said, there you go. Yeah. Nope, Brandon Ingram tossed that bad boy right behind him to the guy at the 3-point line, top of the key. Cash money is an Army, better yet the Navy. It was ridiculous, man. Like, they did everything right. Every right move, every right extra pass. You're right. When the Bulls got down and scored fast, they were right back down the other way scoring fast as well, man. They did it all right. That's it. And the Bulls got destroyed because of it, because they took away their best and they took away what they like to do. That is what really good defensive teams do.
Shout out to Miss Melissa, our friend I see hanging out in the chat. Miss Melissa.
Shout out.
Who said Yuki hitting the midi was the highlight.
Hey.
Or was it the behind-the-back dime Yuki dropped off in the fourth that was the highlight?
I'll take the midi.
Take your pick.
Yeah, the midi was nice.
I mean,
did like that.
We've seen a couple of Yuki midis now in the last handful of games. And speaking of middies, real quick before we go to break, I want to tee this up. Julia's saying, you can't blame Billy for this debacle. This assembly of mini calves suck. referring to baby cows as opposed to the thing that's injured for half the league.
Very done.
And Cloud saying, no, but we can blame Billy for blank bleeping coaching when Ayo is literally saying the coaching was garbage in Chicago. First of all, that's not what Ayo said. That is some terrible paraphrasing work.
He didn't say that, bro.
We are going to talk about that on tonight's postgame because what the heck else would we talk about?
Sure.
It was going viral around the NBA today. Ayo said some stuff about the Bulls, Billy, and the shot profile rules. We'll talk about that. We got to knock out that first. Hit the like. If you want a tank spin, it's free. Be right back.
Miss Melissa. You know the thing that happens if you're lucky. Shout out to all the people that are getting old. Shout out to all the young people that will get old. And shout out to the people whose money is going to get old, because that's what you really want out there, and that's why we mess with our people at Old National Bank. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, their team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. Shout out Code Komet. It also starts with a plan tailored for you by professionals that you trust. From simple tasks like bigger financial moments, you can count on them to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to each and every step of your financial journey. So whether you're celebrating a win, rebuilding after that tough loss, you're going to need that partnership that's designed to help you feel supported, not just today, but well into the future. And that is Old National Bank, y'all. Member FDIC, where relationships and results matter.
CHGO Bulls is also brought to you by Bet365. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? Well, the perfect time is obviously 1:20 on a summer Friday. Oh, Joey, it's so close I can taste it. The next best thing might be right now, and that's because Bet365 is currently running their Bet $5, get $150 promo. Any new Bet365 customers will get $150 in bonus bets after depositing $10, betting $5 of those dollars on anything when it's your first bet made after signing up with a new account. Basketball, tourney, hockey, baseball soon, whatever you want. $5 bet after creating an account with promo code CHGO365, and you're getting $150. It's no Chicago handshake, but as far as deals go, it's probably the next best thing. Bet365, where winning is everything. So download that Bet365 app. Use code CHGO365 when you sign up. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. CHGO Bulls postgame rolling along. Thanks for being here, Bulls Nation, on a rough night as the Bulls get blown out by the Raptors at home by a 30-bugger. Shout out for shouting out the shoe game. Appreciate you. We're always, wearing things. I'm just counting down the days to Burke season, baby. Miss Melissa said, love the midi, not going to lie. The behind the backs are just to be expected from Yuki by now. He's a magician. True. I mean, if Yuki gets actual time on the floor, you're going to see at least one dazzling pass made by him.
Sure.
Which is fun. And I like how towards the end of that game, and shout out to Adam and Stacy, games like this are not easy to call and keep captivating. They were just like hyping up Yuki down the final minutes of that fourth quarter, and why the hell not? Because honestly, there were hard things to come by to be excited about in this game. Goes to Z12 saying this game reminded me of the play-in games against the Heat. Physical, well-coached teams that know exactly how to destroy our gimmicks.
That's a good point.
Bingo.
You're right.
Bingo,
it did remind.
bingo.
It was like that Heat game. You're right. You dead on that one, bro.
There is a profile of games that look like this when this Bulls squad, and obviously now a lot of turnovers happened. We got all these new guys. It's not the team that lost to the Heat in the play-in last season, but it's a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
The Bulls, and this is what we're going to get into in a minute with Ayo and his comments about Billy recently. The best way that they give themselves a chance to win is by outscoring their opponents because their defense is crap. Yeah. The best way to do that is to play fast, get up a lot of threes, hopefully make them, and get as many looks as you can at the rim.
Sure.
Billy Donovan ain't no dummy. Billy Donovan knows that.
No, he's not a dummy.
He adapts his offensive game plan to the personnel he has. We were complaining about a lack of three-point volume when this team's best player by a frickin' country mile was the dying art master of the mid-range, DeMar DeRozan.
Correct.
DeMar leaves, what happens? Billy completely flips the offense on its head. You adapt the offense to the personnel you have to work with, and when you're at a talent deficit, which Billy has been, especially the last 2 years, you try to come up with certain ways to give yourself an edge.
Sure.
Play fast, get up a lot of threes, try and get what you can at the rim. And that is, I think, why he said, we got to eliminate What master of the mid-range does he have in his roster now? Because none.
So the issue I have with that is you have to be a master to be the one taking mid-range shots. That's what it has to be.
A significant volume of them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. And again, I'm not advocating for bad-ass shots, okay? I'm not sitting here saying that. But again, and for the millionth time, because, everybody hears what they want. But I don't mind saying it again. If the shot's open to you and the space is cleared, take the shot. That's all I'm saying. And clearly guys have been hesitant to do that. So what you're saying and what's being done is two different things that's happening out there. Because, yeah, okay, fine. If you're telling me no mid-range shots, okay, then that's what guys are doing. But then at the same time, I'm watching guys go against what's natural for them once they clear that space. And then it's a comfort thing that's not happening. And then a negative play is happening immediately after that. That's what I got a problem with. And that's what I was continuing to see with Modest. I'm just talking about Modest. Yeah. This is what I continue to see with Modest. With Ayo, well, I'm sure you want to play the clip first. But so I won't speak on it yet. But with what Modest has done, it looks like he's getting more comfortable. He took a mid-range shot tonight.
He did.
He cleared the space.
Left baseline. Didn't hit it.
Space, took the shot.
Didn't hate that he took it.
Didn't hit it. Didn't hate it. You know what a bad shot looks like, guys. All right? Nobody's advocating for a terrible-ass shot. Hey, dog, just turn around and shoot it. 3 people on, you'll go ahead and put it up. Nobody's saying that. At least I'm not. I'm saying when it's available, go ahead and take it. No, I'm not saying he's got to take 20. He doesn't have to be the master of DeMar DeRozan, one of the greatest mid-range shooters we've ever seen in NBA history. But I'm saying when it's available to you, it should be something they shouldn't feel uncomfortable about taking. And it looks clearly like Modest felt uncomfortable about taking those shots.
I could not agree with you more. Like, a weird cross-sport analogy is like setting up the run or doing the run to set up the pass, right? Like, and I'm not saying like the devil's advocate, right, is we want the opposition to take those kinds of shots. Sure. But at the same time, I think what you're saying is dead on. Like, figure out ways to make people respect more space on the floor for you. Like, if it's going to be the three-point line, if it's going to be the layup. Okay, if you could be dangerous in the middle there, it adds just that 0.5 second of maybe hesitation that allows you to get to the layup. Sure. That maybe allows you to do the step back for the three. Sure. And if you could try and figure out a way, like you said, be smart about it, find mature ways to score in the mid. I'm not necessarily saying like 17, 18 footers, right?
Yeah.
But like do some little stuff. Do a little Dirk stuff. Learn a little Jimmy. Like little stuff along those lines. I think it can go a long way to helping an athletic player like Modest get to the hole and also maybe free him up to maybe shoot the three a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in case you missed it, we're going to play it now because it's some pretty interesting stuff that I was saying. It came courtesy of Dane Moore, who is a independent beat reporter for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Have a day, Dane.
This is what I was talking about with some of his opportunities he gotten in Minnesota since the trade. Joey, take it away.
In different ways where it just keeps the defense off balance because, okay, if they sag, you got the three ball. If they under, you got the three ball. If they, too aggressive, you get to the rim. If you get to the rim and a big comes over, but he's there and he's not really, stepping up, you got your floater. If you come off pick and roll and the big is in a drop, you got your mid-range. You get to the rim, the low man comes over, out of control, you can, get to the rim, hit the corner, or get to your Euro step. Like, it's always, different steps and different answers for each equation, and just watching a lot of film really helps me a lot.
How do you get better at processing that?
Watching film, being in a situation, just being in a situation. You really got to, like I'm keep saying, watching film, understanding the defensive schematics that each team plays. Each team plays different ways. Each team has different personnel. So being able to understand, okay, how can I attack who's ever on the court, and what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses, and just trying to use it against them.
You're taking mid-range shots here, though. You weren't taking those in Chicago. Is that a product of how this offense works, or Rudy in the lane? Like, is it because this team is different?
I wouldn't really say that. I think it just comes down to, I don't really have an answer for that. In Chicago, mid-range shots was really prohibited. Like, it was threes and layups, and, no mid-range shots unless it's the end of the shot clock. And here, we got Rudy, he's setting big screens. So if you could set up pick and roll, you come off Rudy, you open. So, you got that three ball off the pick and roll, but at the same time, like getting in the paint and, you know, that 15 to 17-foot jumper, like that's a makeable shot. And I think that I can make that shot, you know, that my flow.
So that was Ayo, the now Minnesota Timberwolves.
Miss you, Ayo.
Yeah, miss him. Man, do we miss him.
Man.
So he chose a very triggering word that sent Bulls Twitter ablaze today, Dave.
Yeah.
Prohibited.
Yeah.
I think he also brought up a good point towards the end of that little spiel. Hey, you got one of the best screen setters in the league in Rudy Gobert. He a big dude. If you come around a Rudy screen, you're going to have some space to get a shot off, including in the mid-range.
Yeah.
The Bulls do not have a screen setter of Rudy's caliber.
They do not.
They don't.
They do not.
So there is that factor as well. The context is different. Situationally, it's different. But all Ayo had to say, mid-range prohibited, threes and layups only, and Bulls fans went nuts.
Yeah, I ain't gonna act like I liked it either. I didn't. Yeah, but you're right. The personnel is much different. Coming off of Rudy Gobert, yeah, you're gonna get those wide open looks. They're gonna be there for you to take all the time. So I was seeing a different side that he's probably never seen before playing with the Chicago Bulls. Like, oh, man, this dude, Rudy Gobert, oh, this is why you've got 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Oh, this is why you get like 20 rebounds in the game along with 18 points. Oh, man, like life looks a little bit better and a little rosier on this side. And also, Ayo is used to playing with those kind of centers as well. If you remember him in college with Kofi Cockburn as well. That's what that was all day. He came off of those screens, and it was pick and roll or pick and pop, you know what I'm saying, all day long. Like, he built his career on that. I think, for me, is what I've talked about a lot, is when you're doing things that are against your nature sometimes. I have an issue with that. I don't care what level of coaching that is. Like, I've always had an issue with that. For me, it would be like, oh, man, what, you going to change Joakim Noah's shot? Yeah, it's ugly. Yeah, okay, I get that. But that's how he shoots it. Yeah, the ball is going to rotate in a way that you've never seen a ball rotate before. Did it go in? For more times than not. Did it work for him? Does it work? You have to kind of tailor certain things to a player and you know, bring out the best of them from that kind of situation. The way Ayo was talking was like, no, bro, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, mid-range is what I do. I handle that. Because he had a second clip where he was saying that. He was like, that mid-range area is a shot that I've been taking my whole life, so I always took pride in being efficient and taking good shots and making good shots. That's telling you, like, bro, I know what I'm doing out here. I've thought it through. I understand it. I'm going to take a good shot. I'm not going to take a bad shot. Have some trust and some faith in me to do it the right way. At least that's how I just sat there and read it. But, yeah, I do think it got out of hand. I would absolutely agree with that. It definitely got out of hand, which is why I didn't really speak on it. I just put up the SMH on there because I was like, oh, damn, here we go with this one, man. And it went crazy. And you're right, that word prohibited was triggering. I was hearing from people who hadn't hit me up about the Bulls all season long, who were sending me this, dog. And I'm talking about people who played the game were sending me this. I ain't talked to, and I don't know, like all season, who was sending me this. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Look at this right here. What is going on, dog? And they're bringing up names like, we don't have a Nash, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, bro, that's more front office up here stuff. That's the reason the thing. But, yeah, well, you know, bringing up Patrick Williams again, that's front office, my man. You know what I'm saying? That goes up here. But, yeah, it definitely triggered a lot of Bulls fans. Just those words right there, dog. It definitely bothered them. Sure.
Flip side said no middies for this mid team, and Melissa pointing out that Chris Finch was asked about that.
He was
later
She's
in the day,
right, 100%,
saying that his sounds like my pupil is failing class here in response to I was free range on mid range. Like, again, it's just like when you see Bulls, modest or otherwise, passing out of wide open good looks.
That's it
from that area.
That's all I'm talking
floor.
about.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean. It's not a great thing to hear. I think it's blown out of proportion today.
It's not a great thing to hear. You're right.
And I also think that Modest and others have started taking a few more. Like maybe Billy has loosened on that rule a little bit recently.
Okay.
But again, the Bulls and Billy are trying to play analytics here. Because why? Because they are at a talent deficit.
Yeah.
3 is bigger than 2. Shots at the rim are better than shots from 10 to 18 feet. He's trying to play the numbers because he's at a talent deficit.
Yeah.
That part I can at least respect, even if and understand, even if it's frustrating when we've seen Modest pass up open looks.
Yeah,
that's it. I think there's a middle ground that exists in this debate.
It does. I'm just wondering, does it go against the actual building of younger players when you're doing it that way? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just asking. I don't know the answer to it. I'm just asking that question.
Well, we'll continue to monitor it and see what's what. We got to knock out our next ad break. When we come back, we'll check in on those pregame picks. Goo. And talk to our guy, Will the Goat Gottlieb. That's all still ahead. Hit the like button if you want to tank spam Bulls Nation. The like button's free. BRB.
Gambling.
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Ray! Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. And right now is your chance to score a great deal at the Declaration of Deals sales event. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory on new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models. And right now you can get 0% financing for 60 months on new vehicles. Plus, you can shop over 125 different vehicles priced under $20,000. With a friendly team of brand experts, the team at Ray CDJR is here to help you during each and every step of your car shopping journey. And with that raised price promise, you can shop confidently, knowing that the price you see, that's the price you're going to pay. No add-ons, no hidden fees, none of that nonsense ever.
Not Ray.
That's Ray's promise. Go check out our partners today to shop one of Chicago's largest inventories. The team at Ray is the only team we recommend. So don't miss out on their Declaration of Deals sales event going on all month long. For more info, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com. If it's for the community, hey, that's 1968.
Baby Joey approved ad coming in your face right now, ladies and gentlemen. See it and enjoy it because guess what? There's only one thing we're going to talk about when I'm talking about Baby Joey. How awesome he is, how cool he is. Also, Shady Rays time, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's about those Rays, those premium polarized shades, those good-looking, durable, not stupidly expensive sunglasses, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, like this.
And, of course, they got the Rays Promise. Lost in Brooklyn, replaces flag. There it is right now. Oh, crack, splat, dread. Oh, they go on the floor like that. But then you remember that. You send them back in the mail 30 days, they right back on your face. See how I did that? Go to shadyrays.com and use the code CHGOSR deleted for 40% off 2+ pairs of premium polarized shades. Try it for yourself. Because the Shady Rays, y'all, the Rays are oh so shady.
CHGO Bulls postgame rolling along. Quickly before we bring in our guy, Will the Goat Gottlieb, we're going to start doing something new between now and the rest of the season. Pre-game picks is back. Shout out to Bet365. So we're going to do something called Pick Tracker.
Let's go.
In postgame, where we go visit how we did. And you know what, Dave? This is a great introduction, I think, for you. To be like, hey, you know what? Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Call me Big Money Dave, homie. What you mean? Gambling aficionado.
We went 0 for tonight,
Let's
my
go.
friend. I had Miller 7+ boards. He finished with 4. Only played 27 minutes while Pat played 26. Are you kidding me, Billy? I had Trey scoring 15+. He had 6 on 3 of 8. I also had Brandon Ingram to have 25+. If this game were closer, he would have. He had 16 points at half, got a bucket in the third, and said, done. And he finished with 18.
Yes.
So that's a tough night for me. You got closer.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see it.
So close.
Let's see it, Joey C.
RJ Barrett, you said 27.5 over on combined points and boards. 23 and 4.
Yeah.
You're half a board or
Half
point
a
shy.
point, baby.
You had modest 20+ points. Finished with 19.
Oh, right there.
And then you had Giddey 10+ assists.
Just shy.
Trace.
Just shy.
Trace.
So how much money do I get for coming close?
I tell you what, Dave, if you had signed up a new Bet365 account tonight with promo code CHGO365 and chosen any of those 3 bets you made as your $5 bet, you would have $145 right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gambling, guys. Are you for real? Big Money Dave, homie. That's what they call me in the gambling world, in the gambling underground, with me and Sticks and Shades McGee. We be hanging out, baby, spending that big money. You know what I'm saying? That's how I roll. Shout out to Flipside. I appreciate you, Flipside. But yeah, that's how we roll down there, man. We're going to get Peg Leg Pete is down there as well, representing. You know what I'm saying?
Swaggy McNolegs.
Oh,
definitely
man, listen. Carrie Crutcherson,
Prison
she's
Mike.
in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Cash Money Carrie, she's down too, boy. We all in there making that big money. That's how we go with the gambling. So we're going to come back and do it again. Let's do it again tomorrow, baby.
You can always try again tomorrow.
And so that means if we're doing that tomorrow, that means we get to hear more greatness today and tomorrow. Is that correct?
It's true.
From this person?
It's correct.
Oh, let's do it then.
Let's talk to the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us from the United Center on the Xfinity mobile call-in line, it's our guy, Will, the GOAT, Gottlieb. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb. Become a diehard, promo code GOAT.
I'm a gambler, GOAT.
To read his stuff, allchgo.com. GOAT, tough night at the office for all of us, but tough is probably for Billy and his crew. What's your lead takeaway after watching a game like that?
I think my lead takeaway is we need to start coming up. You know, we've Goon of the Night. I think we need to have Tank Commander of the Night so that we have something to award to someone on nights where they lose. Because that was just like one of those throwaway games. Cowley asked Jalen Smith after the game, do you take anything from this or do you throw it away and just like try to move past it? And Jalen goes, you get two takeaways from this. Number one is you can throw it away. And number two is we didn't like step up to the challenge. And basically that was what Billy said too, is just like they did not meet the moment. They have not had very many of these rollover games. Even like the Kings game, which was a bad loss recently, they weren't like completely out of that one. They just like didn't have the extra gear to get to. This was just like a no-show appearance. And you know what? That's going to happen from time to time. Obviously, it's good for the bottom line as far as the season goes, but I think pretty disappointing for Billy just hearing him talk after the game. And it's almost like a little bit easier to swallow if you're the players, it seemed like to me, because it is just like, okay, what can we do about that? But I think there was like some issues that they had with the physicality and the length and the athleticism of the Raptors that they just kind of got punked and they couldn't adjust to it at all. So that's something that I'm going to be on the lookout for maybe going into next year is like, how do you respond? Especially Giddey. He really could not get into the lane tonight. Like, is he going to be able to break guys down off the dribble and get into the paint where he can put his passing and foul drawing on display? And he just wasn't able to do that tonight. One game, he's been great lately, so it's not like you don't take too much away from it, but that's something to monitor.
This was the first game since Josh Giddey's rookie season that he didn't have any rebounds in the game. We heard some people in the chat wondering if he, was hurt or if something was wrong with him. Did you hear anything like that, or was we just chalking this up to a bad game from Josh Giddey?
Just a bad game. I mean, he talked to him briefly after, like he said it, like he just didn't help out the way he needed to. And Billy said after the game that like there's games where it's going to command more scoring from him or more shooting from him or more rebounding or passing or whatever he needs to be able to put in terms of his impact on the game. And I just think he fell short in pretty much every category. I mean, didn't crack double figures in any one of those statistical categories, didn't really have like a positive impact. I think he was like was he minus 20? Was he minus 30?
Minus 30.
Minus 30. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's just, and you know what? It's like they lost by 30. It was one of those games. I think that's the cautionary tale of taking too much away from any one great win or any one bad loss. And so, but it's the trends that you follow, and obviously he's trending in the right direction.
Goat, I saw that you guys talked to Jalen Smith after this one as well. I was curious to notice that he only played 17 minutes tonight despite being in that starting five. Was that they're still trying to be careful with his minutes because he's been battling this nagging injury for the last couple of months situation, or did he talk about his playing time tonight?
He didn't talk about his minutes. I don't know exactly what the minutes limit is for some of these guys, but I do think that they're trying to be careful with him. I know Josh's minutes limit got lifted. Trey is still on one. I would imagine Jalen is still on one too. They've got a back-to-back. They've got the Cavs coming in tomorrow. They're down by 30 entering the fourth quarter. It's like, I think if this was a close game, he would have played maybe 7 more minutes in the fourth, and then it's 24-25, and you're not really asking that question. So I think it was just mostly about the situation, and then on top of it, them trying to be careful with him.
Two-part question for you. Is Colin Sexton okay? Because we saw him early on grabbing his neck, like he had some issues with that. And also the two bright spots that we saw tonight as far as scoring were Leonard Miller and Dillingham. I think Leonard Miller, it was his 5th straight game in double figures, and it was Dillingham's 4th straight game in double figures. Can you talk about the game that those two young men had as well?
I didn't hear anything about Sexton. I know he only played 18 minutes, but I imagine he was also kind of being monitored there coming back from the injury. So we'll have to see if he appears on the injury report for tomorrow. But yeah, Dillingham and Miller both playing in the mid-20s in minutes, both producing. I think just kind of doing the same thing. Like Leonard just continues to be active and run the floor and get some rebounds. He only had 1 offensive today, but you know what? Like he just brings length and activity, and they need that on the wing. And then Dillingham, like some nights he's just not going to make shots. Some nights he will. but I feel like he is starting to play with like more confidence. And that was the big thing that he was a very vulnerable guy, even without like asking or like prying or anything like that. From like a reporting perspective, he just like came out and said like, I lost my confidence. I'm trying to get my spark back. That was like the first thing he said to the Chicago media when he got here. And I think he had been kind of worn down with the wrist stuff, the cysts in his wrist, impacting his shot, and that being such a big part of his game, not getting many minutes, not being able to defend at the level that they needed him to in Minnesota. I think that really wore him down, but you're starting to see maybe not like the production match where he was necessarily in college and before, but like the way that he's playing and the spirit that he's playing with, I think that's starting to emerge a little bit more. Still a lot of bad mistakes, still a lot of like just plays that he's going to need to like iron out of his game, but you're starting to see him look a little bit more like himself, and I think that's just kind of like step one in that process.
Goat, Modest did kind of bounce back at least a bit after a quiet start. Basically scored all 19 of his points, bridging the second and third quarters. Didn't take a shot in the first, as Dave and I were discussing earlier. Do you chalk that up to basically the Raptors and their tenacious defense just honing in on Josh and Modest specifically in that Bulls starting five to say these are the two guys we're not going to let anything get going? Because it seemed like Modest barely even touched the ball in that first quarter.
I think he had a couple of mid-rangers available, but Billy prohibited him from taking those.
Oh!
Wow. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys.
From way downtown.
From way downtown. No, I think that's absolutely right. Like the length that the Raptors have, the athleticism, that's really disruptive. And then on top of it, those two guys are at the top of the scouting report. And like, it's just tough. And the fact that they've been doing it, I think when we did our show yesterday in the plus minus and stuff, and we were kind of talking about, it's March. Like, I think on the one hand, that is true. On the other hand, they have been also elevated to like number 1A and 1B on the scouting report. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they're doing it against any of these teams, like Billy said after the game today, that he was excited to go into this matchup because this is a team that's on the cusp of making a like legitimate playoffs seed compared to having to go through the play-in. And so they're really getting after it tonight. And that was why he was disappointed that they just didn't show up, because he felt like that was a good test for them. But I think part of that too is they are seeing, Madison and Giddey are seeing the best defenders that are on the court, and the best game plan in terms of like what the defense is trying to draw up is directed at them. So they're going to have tough nights, but hopefully you just see more good ones than bad ones. And hopefully there's learning lessons from this too. Like we've been talking about this too, where it's like they have to win or they have to score a lot for it to be like a productive moment in their career in terms of growth. And it's like, I think this can be just as productive, if not more, because you have to learn from how teams are able to beat you and then counter and adjust to that. So I hope that's what they get out of this game.
Go, since you touched on it there, do you have anything to add to the Ayo Dosunmu comments that mid-range were prohibited, quote-unquote prohibited here, when his time with the Chicago Bulls?
I mean, we could do a whole episode on this. I am writing about it tonight, so I don't want to spoil too much, but I do want to rattle off some thoughts here. Number one is I heard you guys mention it, that after the game had started tonight, I think it must have been pregame interview for the Timberwolves, that Chris Finch said that like the pupil is not learning the lessons in class. Like, what does that tell you about what he's saying? Number two is just like, let's do some quick math. So Ayo shoots 60 with the Bulls this year in 45 games. He shot 61% at the rim. He shot 38% on all mid-range attempts, of which he took 68, and he shot 45% on threes. So that's 1.2 points per shot attempt at the rim, 1.35 points per shot attempt from three, and 0.76 points per shot attempt from the mid-range. So basically, you're leaving 0.5 points on the board every time you take a mid-range shot. And in one shot, like that may not be like a huge impact, but over the course of the season, that accumulates, because shots are like a zero-sum game. You're either taking a mid-ranger or you're getting to the rim. And I think a lot of times, like what Billy is trying to coach, and what he said as much during pregame, he went on a long thing about it, is like, when you get in there, he doesn't mind you taking it, but if there's one more dribble and you can get to the rim, he would prefer that. And I think that's like 1,000% legit. I think this idea of like, you're not allowed to do it is a little bit overblown. Obviously, those shots are important in the playoffs. Obviously, those shots like happen throughout the course of the game, but I think just in terms of the priority list, they're at the bottom, right? You want to get to the rim, you want to get fouled, you want to shoot threes, you want to spray it out to three-point shooters, you want to move the ball to a catch and shoot three-point shooter in the corner. If that stuff breaks down and there's nothing else available, then somebody has to create in isolation. I think that's where the mid-range shot can be really valuable, specifically with regards to this conversation about the playoffs and how that is more of an important shot in the playoffs. I think that's true. I think there's a reason it's true. Number one, those are bad shots. So that's what the defense is giving you. So that's why they're available. And yes, you need to make them at a high clip. But when there's a smaller sample, like especially in the playoffs, a lot of times you're not trying to maximize or optimize the volume. You're trying to get a higher percentage shot on that possession, right? And so, yeah, if you're shooting, I mean, in Ayo's case, that's not the case. But if somebody's a 40% three-point shooter and a 45% mid-range shooter, you want to take the higher percentage. But over the course of a season, those points accumulate, and it's much more efficient to shoot the three. So I think there's a lot to it. But the quote that Billy said that I think stands out the most is, if he hated the mid-range, then he would have been telling DeMar DeRozan not to take the mid-range when they were the number one mid-range shooting team in the league for 3 straight years, and we were all complaining about them not taking enough threes. So that's the long and short of it. I'm going to write more about it if you have more thoughts, but I think to your point, it's a little bit overblown and lacking a lot of context. But it's also just like it's just not true. Like it's a priority list, and it just happens to be at the bottom.
Like I said, it's just Ayo choosing that word that set everybody
That's what
off.
did it. That's what did it.
Our guy Mark K in the chat saying, yeah, but you gain 2.75 style points per possession for each mid-range jumper you
And
take.
I didn't even mention with that reminds me, the free throw attempts. Like, he's getting to the line. He has like a 20, I think I just looked it up. It's like a 20% free throw rate, 21.6 free throw rate with the Bulls. That means he's getting to the line 2 out of every 10 times he gets to the rim, basically, because you're not drawing fouls in the mid-range, you're drawing those fouls at the rim. So that increases. It's not just like your effective field goal percentage, which incorporates the 3-point percentage and the 2-point percentage. It's also the free throws. So you're looking at true shooting percentage for that. And that's why DeMar was so good at it. That's why Durant is so good at it. And Shea, like, these guys are drawing fouls in the mid-range, and that's what makes them special. And so if you can do that, you can do that. And I think the Bulls do need to develop that in Modest, but that's because you're hoping Modest can be a star player, not a role player. And I don't think those shots should be taken by role players.
Well, because you suggested the idea, Goat, do you want to give us your just, hypothetical nominee for Tank Commander of the Night before you leave us?
I was mostly kidding, but I'm going to go, I'm going to do it in a positive way. This is not a negative.
Okay.
Yuki, the Tank Commander of the Night, because he came in and had some awesome plays in a blowout loss. And just that, like, behind the back pass for the dunk. Like, he's just so much fun. The crowd was loving him. And he was really, like, the only reason that people were excited about the Bulls at any point tonight. So when I say Tank Commander, I feel like that sort of has a negative connotation. That's like a player that was helping you lose. That was not the case with Yuki. But he was just a product of the bad loss. So I'll give
He boosted the morale of the troops, is what we're saying. Like, the Tank Commander's got to keep the morale up.
See, I'm about to say, I'm looking at it differently because I'm like, if we're going to do Tank Commander, who's going to beat Patrick Williams?
Pat played 26 minutes tonight.
Who's going to beat him, dog? Okay.
That's the obvious answer, but I wanted to mix it up.
I got you, bro.
Go. We appreciate you. Bulls Nation, read his stuff, including this upcoming thought piece on Ayo and Billy and mid-range. That should be dropping soon. AllCHGO.com is where you can read his stuff. Become a diehard. Sign up to be a diehard with promo code GOAT, GOAT, so that you can read all of his stuff that is for diehards only. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb. Buddy, back at it tomorrow at the UC, second night of a back-to-back. We'll talk to you then. Appreciate you.
Same time, same place. See you guys.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Also, C-Red Fred and Mark K are in the comments, guys.
I love it.
I think you should be hitting the like button just for
Hit
that.
the like for the Bulls legends.
Just for that, what's about to go down up in here, so you guys can enjoy that. Go ahead and hit
Mark
that like
K
button.
and C-Red Fred.
Yeah.
Bringing people together, Dave.
It's
It's
what
we
they
do.
Unify out here, baby. That's our job. That's what
Fred,
we do,
Fred,
baby.
remember when I banned you from Twitter for a month because you lost that bet? When you thought the Bulls were going to be good and I told you they weren't going to be jack shit? Yeah,
And also, we are 5 likes away. Am I right, Joey? See, 5 likes away from a Tankathon spin?
50 for the tank spin tonight. We need it. We're a little thirsty.
Yeah.
It's the Sahara out here. We need
Four-
to quench our thirst.
4 away.
You say-
4 likes away from a Tankathon spin, y'all. 4.
You saying it's P. Will out here? It's the Sahara?
Will hours, baby. The hours of the P to the Will are out here.
I tell you what, though, Dave, I think C-Red Fred has finally come around and seen the light that I've been trying to show him for years.
Which is?
That when I say the Bulls ain't, you know what? The Bulls ain't you know what. See Red Fred in the chat just now. Key Bulls players that we moved to the deadline are now 1, Ayo, bench player. 2, Kobe, bench player. 3, Vooch, bench player. 4, Julian Phillips, G League. 5, Kevin Huerter, end/out of rotation. 6, Dalen Terry, cut 2-way contract. What a dearth of talent. But Billy is the problem. Fred, man.
Fred,
Buddy. It was only a matter of time.
Fred said, Matt, can you please ban me again?
Sure, buddy. What do you want to bet?
Oh, man.
I'll take the winning side of it.
All right. And it looks like we have just hit the threshold of 50, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
So before you do this, Joey C., let me ask, if this doesn't work out, what will it take to get a second tank spin?
60? 65?
65?
I think, no, let's do 60.
60?
We got 96 people in the chat. We can easily hit 60
go.
in the next. We got a jet in about 9 minutes.
Okay.
10 likes, 9 minutes.
We can get 10 more likes in 9 minutes if the first spin doesn't work out.
9 more likes.
Let's go.
9 more likes in 9 minutes, and we will get an extra tank spin. So you've earned 1. If you want an extra one, 9 more likes, you get an extra tank spin.
Do we want one to give them a now just to see like what the hit feels
think-
like?
Sure, why not? You're 8
think-
away from the second one.
No,
so,
you know what,
yeah.
Joey? I really want to circle back to Trey Jones's minutes.
I had more thoughts of the game that he got out there and did his thing.
I'm
All
going to
right,
tell you,
guys?
those 16 Nick Richards minutes.
Oh, man.
Here's what I liked and here's what I didn't like.
You know, they really, for those 16 of those 4 of those minutes, really changed the outcome of the game that we're going on tonight, guys.
Actually, I want to talk about Fred's idea in the chat that we needed to see more post-up possessions from Lockie Ulbrich tonight. That's what we needed.
What's wrong with Lockie's hands, by the way? Oh, my goodness, man. What's going on? All right, you're
Made
at 50.
of plywood.
Yes. You're at 53 likes. You are 7 likes away from an extra
Let's go.
tank spin. Now 6 likes away from an extra tank spin.
All right,
but you've earned 1 right now.
Let's show them what
Love
it
you,
feels
Freddie.
like, and then we'll push it over to
All
the edge
right,
and get that
all right, let's
second
see
one
what it
tonight.
feels
Here
like.
we are, ladies and gentlemen.
All
Got the
right.
reset. Got the
reset.
reset button.
Increase that side. Thank you, Joey C.
Are we ready?
We're ready, baby.
Ready as I can be.
In that 9 slot.
Here we go.
Give it to me. Oh, no.
Where did we land? I can't see.
Look at,
Joey
I
C.
mean, look, that's some pretty tanktastic results right
We're
there.
at 9.
Can't see. That thing is
Washington
in the
number
way.
1, Utah at 2, Brooklyn at 3, and Sacramento at 4.
I can't
That's
see.
4.
E-cam is in the way. E-cam live.
Joey, yeah. Can you bring that back out there?
Thank
There
you,
go.
sir.
Washington, Utah, Brooklyn, Sacramento. I mean, that's 4 tanking teams. That's 4 teams with 20 or fewer wins with the top 4 picks.
Yeah.
Tanking doesn't work.
There's
though.
Indiana
That
at
held
5.
pretty firm there.
Wow, Indiana at
Indiana.
5, and that's going to go to the
And
Clippers.
they're sending that to the Clips.
Okay.
So is that in theory like Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and like Boozer, AJ, take your pick?
Sure.
With Sar and
Yeah.
Sar.
fun.
Man. Yeah, well, hey, at least the Bulls didn't get lapped in that sim.
That's true. Okay, so that means we are 5 likes away from getting a second
There you go.
tank spin, guys. 5 likes away.
And only 7 minutes to go, people.
And only 7 minutes to go. 5 likes. 5 of y'all. Just hit the like button so we can get another tank spin going out here, because I'd like Joey C to redeem himself one time for us. He needs it. He wants it. He wants to walk into baseball season feeling good and feeling ready. And
Let
March
me
Madness.
strut.
And what telling them know what you're going to be doing tomorrow, Joey C, for the March Madness, my friend.
Yeah, tomorrow we're doing a great thing with Sling TV starting at, I believe, about 12 or 12:30. We're going to watch the first round of games here, live watch along right here on CHGO Sports. Great thing with Sling TV going on right now. If you go to sling.com/underdog, you can get a day pass for $4.99. You could also get, if the underdog team, a 12-seeded team through a 16-seeded team, if they pick up a win in the men's and women's tournament and get to the final 16, you can get a day pass for only $1 for Sling TV. So you can watch your basketball, you can watch whatever you want on Sling TV for only $1.
Wow.
Pretty sweet.
That's called a good deal, ladies and gentlemen. I like
It's
that.
not bad. 2
On
likes
top
away.
of the March Madness that you're going to get to watch. So make sure you tune in, hang out with Joey C. Who's going to be with you, Joey C?
It's going to be me and CHGO White Sox Sean Anderson. We're going to have Greg Braggs in the house,
Okay.
probably Jake Flanagan. Emma's going to be hanging out. Patrick Norton's going to be hanging out.
Okay.
All the cool
And,
kids.
and we'll see what happens when you guys stroll in. We'll probably drag you in for the 10th inning. The 10th inning of the watch along.
Hey.
Hey, that's right. It's just hoops on hoops tomorrow.
One.
Dude, This is how you
One
know
like,
it is
5
March
minutes.
18th.
Yeah.
Fred, our guy, is hanging out in the chat saying we need more Calamos in the post. I don't know who that dude is who's in all those Calamos plugs that the Bulls play on their broadcast. He looks like he's got some size to him.
Hey, man, he's not small.
He's not small.
He's ready to get it in.
Get on the block.
That's it. Put on right there on the left.
He can probably catch a basketball at least as well as Lockie.
I would think so.
Look said Lockie, Old Brick's hands are made of Old Brick.
one like, guys. You're one like away from getting that tank bed, and there it is.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you for crossing that threshold.
Some nights you just need a second tank spin.
Joey
y'all.
C., it is time to redeem yourself, sir. You get to a chance to redeem. A lot of people don't get second chances in life.
Take your chance, do your dance. Face cam. All right.
Reset. Here we go. Here we go. Now.
Come on, guys.
We
Come
can
on,
do it.
baby.
We can do it.
Big Dave's gambling now. Give me a
on,
little
all right,
lady
baby.
luck,
Money
baby.
Dave is
Little lady
gambling.
luck.
Oh, Brooklyn, Indiana, Washington, New Orleans. So that's 2 tank spin sims.
And staying
where
at 9.
crap teams stayed crap at the top of the lottery.
Indiana moved up on this one. Washington kind of stayed there. That New Orleans one is what's interesting because that hasn't really moved at all.
I mean, Hawks are loving that. But so, again, the team that ended up jumping to 4 is a 24-win team. 1, 2, and 3, 17 wins, 15 wins, 16 wins.
Yes. But let's look at that Portland pick, though. That
you know
Portland
what?
pick is at number 12. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. So,
Package 9 and 12. Could
9
you get
and
to
12
Could you
in
get
the
to
draft?
7? Could
I
you get to 7?
I don't hate it.
Yeah, but that's assuming that Portland
Yes, we know the assumption for sure.
doesn't. Come on, man.
We understand.
Blazers are going to the playoffs, and so that pick will be somewhere, I don't know, 15 or 16, but they're going.
They're going.
And that pick is coming to the Bulls.
You get your behind in those playoffs, and you get there now, mister. You go to the playoffs. We need that pick.
I desperately, man. I was talking with Jake about that the other day, and it's like, okay, of our possible outcomes here down the stretch and then coming into the draft lottery, obviously slim odds right now, and you're slipping and playing with fire with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Sure.
You go out there and play, Giannis.
Go,
Said it
Giannis.
pregame, we'll say it again now. You go out there and play.
Get out there, sir, for everyone.
Maybe you cash in on probably 20% or fewer odds at a top 4 pick.
Okay.
Bulls Nation is jubilation.
Okay.
Maybe more likely, certainly mathematically more likely, you end up picking somewhere between 9 and 11. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you don't fall past 11. Mm-hmm. If that's the case, the Bulls don't jump up, how much better would it hurt? How much would the sting of not jumping in the top 4 be removed if you also have that Portland pick in your pocket finally?
A lot.
To me, that is a world of difference.
Yeah, a lot.
If the Blazers don't make it out of the play-in tournament,
Yeah.
and we got to wait another year to maybe see Portland go to the playoffs and finally get that pick, which, by the way, 2028 is when it's game over. That converts to a second rounder.
Yeah.
If we don't jump and we don't get that pick conveyed, and it's just, well, all right, who are we excited about hoping still being on the board at 9 or 10 or 11, it's going to be dark times for me, y'all. And I know I won't be alone in that. Like, man.
No, yeah, it would remove a lot of the sting of the Bulls if they walk away with the 9 or 10 or whatever pick. If you walk away with 2.
If you walk away with
in the
10
first
and
round.
15 or 16.
Deal. It changes a lot.
Because
It
there is
changes a
depth
lot.
in this draft.
There is.
Of
And it
quality
opens it up.
players.
It opens it up, too. It also allows you, even though I don't want them to, and you better not, but it allows you to make a mistake. It allows you to have that option to do that. Don't you cash in on that damn option. You get it right. But it allows you to do that. And so if you're like, oh, man, this is where, but then it allows you to also to, if you want a guy to get him later on and say, I don't want to get him here, I want to get him later on. It allows you trade ideas that you can do with other teams.
Yeah.
Like, it just opens up a whole new world for you as a Bulls organization. So, Portland, we need you. Thank you very much. My God, help us out.
A dazzling NBA team that's made of poo.
Oh,
Don't
man.
you dare close your eyes.
Oh, wow. Yes, Fred, I did see P. Will hit the side of the backboard from 6 feet.
Did you see him?
That was a fun day.
Airball a layup?
Yeah.
Like, it blew my mind. Matt had to tell it to me, and I saw it, and I was like, wait, what? Did that happen?
Tank commander.
It happened. Oh, it happened.
All right. You know what? I don't think there's need for overtime on a night like tonight. let's all get some rest.
Go get some rest,
Because
guys.
Bulls are back, second night of back-to-back tomorrow, still at home, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, another playoff caliber team.
Yeah.
Can they fare better than they did tonight? We'll find out. Follow the GOAT, Will_Gottlieb. Big Day, bow, BNWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our guy, King of the Controls, one and only Joey C. Tune into that awesome watch-along coverage of Day 1 of the tourney tomorrow. And subscribe on your way out if you haven't done it yet. It's free, as is the like button. Appreciate y'all, Bulls Nation. Thanks for being here, hanging out with us. Much love. Pre-game tomorrow, live, 6:30. We'll talk to you then. See you, Red. Be good.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.